Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back today to do a cycle update and also a just kind of a talk through about how this past cycle has been. So I did get my period, so I'm not pregnant. The beginning of last cycle was probably the hardest. It's probably been this whole trying to conceive thing, and I don't really know what it was, to be honest. I just was very emotional. And I don't know if it's because, I live with my mom and my sister lives here with her son, so I don't know if it's just me trying to, it's hard to constantly be around a baby when you want a baby yourself, so, I don't know if that was it. And then, we beat a lot last cycle, more than we ever have, really. And I thought maybe, oh, maybe we did catch the egg. I had, all these symptoms, and I have showed her head on last Saturday. But, that's really all I have to update on my cycle. I'm on my third round of Clomid, but I did get a call from my fertility specialist at my OB. She's actually leaving the office, so I had to call another fertility clinic near my hometown, and I have an appointment on the 16th, which is 2 days away from when I ovulate, so I don't know if they're going to do an ultrasound then or wait until next cycle or what they're doing. So that's really all I have to update on that. But, yeah. So my cycle was pretty hard, and, I ended up, writing, I did a blog, so, okay, so I'll put the link in the down bar, of my blog that this is on, but, I kind of wanted to read it to see what you guys thought, so here we go. It's kind of long, so just bear with me. It says, I never knew when I was growing up thinking of my life that I would be in the situation I am now. Not a lot of people that aren't close to us know that we've been trying to have babies since I was 20 years old. The last 8 months have been probably the hardest that I had to deal with, other than losing my grandmother. 7 months ago, I thought I was actually pregnant within the 1 to 2 years of trying to get pregnant. My husband, Zach, was so excited to be a father, and I was beyond joyful to finally be a mother. Well, a week later, I started bleeding, so we went to the ER. We were in the waiting room for almost 3 hours. Finally, we went back to the room, let me first off in saying the first nurse in there was a total B. She asked what was going on when I told her, and being really, you probably had a miscarriage, she said. But anyways, I had to do urine and blood sample to make sure I was pregnant. Well, 10 minutes later, the doctor came in to tell me the results. I'm sorry to tell you that you had a miscarriage, but what we call a chemical pregnancy. That day was probably the hardest at the time that I could have heard. Not a lot of people know the heartache being told you had a miscarriage because you've been trying for 1.5 years. Then finally you thought you were actually pregnant, and then this happened, and it's honestly true heartache. Now 6 months later, I had for months been trying to get pregnant. From charting my cycles, timing sex, and trying to lose weight. I ended up making an appointment with a fertility specialist, which I never thought in a million years I would have to do. I thought I was pretty healthy, and so was Zach. Well, she told me she thinks that I don't ovulate every month and that I would need to be put on medication to be able to get pregnant. Let's just say that that was probably the hardest thing to swallow. And to know that you can't get pregnant naturally is totally different than when I thought when I was a little girl. A few weeks after that, I had to go to get an ultrasound, make sure everything was fine, make sure I didn't have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which ended up coming back fine, and that I do ovulate every month as she thought. So she put me on Clomid 15 milligrams cycle day 3 through 7. My arm's getting tired. Now, 3 months later, I haven't gotten pregnant. When you're faced with infertility issues, it's probably the hardest thing a couple can go through. Plus, for me, I think it's hard because everyone around me is having kids, and there's also people saying, well, if you would just Larex, or you would probably have to save money so you can do IVF, when you probably will only have one if you do that. When people just make judgments, they don't know the heartache people with infertility go through. The endless ovulation predictor kits, the overanalyzing about your symptoms, the tracking your period every single month, and the endless pregnancy tests you take to see if you maybe, just maybe, see a second line. There has been a lot of reflection on thinking if I can give Zach joy by having his kids, or if we're going to have to save money for IVF. It's just very hard to deal with, and not a lot of people get the every month depression and struggle. It's not easy when everything you thought when you were a little girl, not sure if that can happen to you. I always thought I would be an amazing mother, and I know if I am able to have children, I will be. But sometimes I wonder if maybe that's not in the cards for my life. That I'm only supposed to be an amazing sister and a great aunt to children. I know that's a harsh way of thinking things, but you got to look at the real of everything at the same time. I will forever remember this time in my life, and I know that Zach will always be my rock on everything, and I think we will have a strong relationship and marriage because of it. Just getting somewhere is the hard part. I'm sorry, like every time I talk about not being able to give him the joy of having children, makes me cry like every single time. And this last cycle, I told him, it was a negative pregnancy test, because you could kind of see a pink line, but you really couldn't, and that was late at night, and then in the morning, I took another one, and it was totally negative, so I don't know if it was just an evaporated line or what it was, but, I told him, yeah, but I got my period, and one thing that I know is he is always, for the rest of my life, going to be there for me, and he knows it's harder for me than it is for him. And so he said, everything gets harder before it gets better. And like this last month, so much personally with our family, his side, has been pretty hard, and some other personal things have been hard for myself, but that's just my inner, and I was crying constantly, like all last cycle. So that's partly why he said everything goes wrong before it gets better. So, I do say he is my rock. Whenever I'm feeling down, he tries to make me laugh, so, my hair is falling out. But anyway, that's all I really have to update on. I'll make sure I update, when I'm doing my ovulation tester kits next week. And then I'm on cycle day 5. Just so you guys know, I didn't even say that in the beginning. But I'll make sure I make the OPK's test. I'll probably make 2 of them, one alive and then one update when I get a strong one. And then I'll make an appointment when I make a video when I have my appointment on the 16th. And then that's really it. But I guess I'll see you guys in my next video.